Hi, I'm Jessica Brockmole, and this is my book Letters from Skye, and you're watching Book Zone.
So the letters are in fact love letters. Tell us more.
The letters begin when an American college student very impulsively sends a fan letter to a reclusive Scottish poet on the Isle of Skye in 1912. And curious and interested in what sort of lies beyond her island, she responds. And this starts a correspondence that lasts right up until the First World War.
So the book delves into the love affairs of mother and daughter 20 years later in between the First World War and the Second World War.
Yes.
So is this a book aimed very much at women?
Well, it is about wartime romance. It is about relationships kept alive through letters, but it's also a story about family. It's a story about how war affects us no matter which side of the line we're on, whether we're near to it or far away from it.
I gather you have a personal connection to Skye. You lived in Scotland for a while and tried to conduct a long-distance relationship. Is that right?
Well, I lived in Edinburgh, and I was there with my husband and our kids. And once we had moved, we sort of had to transition into keeping relationships alive, our friendships and our family and all of the people back in the States, with letters, with email, with the written word. And I sort of wanted to explore that in a book, the feeling of keeping that going.
And indeed, letters from Skye, I suppose if you were making a contemporary book, it might be emails from Skye or,
Exactly.
or indeed Skype from Skye. So is that the reason why you chose to set it in the past?
That was one reason. I thought it was although some things are similar with email, obviously people begin and develop relationships through only email these days. In the past, there was something a little different about it, having to wait for the letters, the anticipation, and then the thrill of seeing one arrive. I think that sort of changed or presented a different kind of relationship.
So do you think modern technology somehow is less romantic than the old days?
Well, I'm sure if I were beginning a relationship through nothing but email, I would think it just as romantic. But I think what we leave behind is different. You don't sort of have that stack of letters tied with a ribbon in somebody's desk drawer that there used to be in the past. And so I think kind of lost that a little bit.
So somebody looking at the cover of this book and wondering what's it about and why they should pick up the book, what would you say to them?
It's a story set in the past. It's a story where the landscape is as much a part of the story as the characters themselves. It's a story of coming and going, of leaving home and then defining where home is.
Indeed. Jessica, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
The book is Letters from Skye and the author is Jessica Brockmole.